5 happiest countries in the world are Finland at number 1, Denmark, Iceland, Sweden, and the Netherlands. In that order, the top 5 happiest countries as of 2025. The United States lands at 24 on that list, the lowest rates of happiness this country has ever seen. So what makes the Finnish so happy? Why is Finland the happiest country for the 8th year in a row? Well, some attribute that to the fact that they have low levels of corruption in their government, their societal organization, or their deep connection to nature. But also the 888 rule. And what is the 888 rule? And it just might help you be a little bit happier if you can try and practice it to the greatest degree. 8 hours of sleep, 8 hours of work, and we get that, we all do that pretty much, and 8 hours of you time. 8 hours of being present and enjoying what's in front of you without worrying about the future or regretting anything in the past. Just living presently and enjoying your time. And as the Finnish president, Alexander Stubb, iterated in a TED Talk, happiness is something you have right now. It's not something that happened, and it's not something that will happen. It's something that happens all of the time. So be present and be happy and enjoy what you're doing at the moment, because if you don't, one day you're just going to run out of time. If you're really upset and you're anxious all the time and you're depressed, obviously try to get to the root of the problem and figure out what's causing that. But know that you're losing one thing. You're going to be all right. Maybe you won't die, right? Maybe everything will stay the same. It's probably not getting any better, right? But you're just running out of time. You're running out of time. And if you practice this 888 rule, that 8 hours of work, 8 hours of sleep, 8 hours of you time, maybe you can find more of reason to be happy every day in your everyday routine. While you're working, if you're also happy, that can help increase your happiness during that time. You got to be there anyway. You got to do it anyway. I'm at One Wellness. I'm bending over backwards. I'm doing ART. I'm doing adjustments all day, right? But I love what I do. Thank God. So really, I'm not even working, right? I'll never work a day in my life. I'm training people in the gym. I don't even feel like I'm working, right? But why am I in that position? Because I chose to do those things. And maybe they don't make me the most money that I could ever have made, right? I do well enough, but, maybe I would make more by just cut next, cut, instead of doing that active release, myofascial release technique. Instead of looking at their shoulder that I can't bill for, right? Instead of talking to them about nutrition. I stayed at the gym just now after I trained somebody, and I was talking to this sweet old lady about nutrition for like 20 minutes. I know her first name. We've never met before. And if I could help her in any way, that made it worth it. And that made me happy, and you could look at that as work, and you could look at these things you do as work, or you could look at them in a regard as to how it could make you happy. How can you be happy doing that, even if it means what that work is about to bring you? By working and making that money, you're about to be able to go do this, about to be able to do that. But live presently. Don't live in the future. You're living in fear. Don't live in the past. You're living in regret. And as Alexander Stubb was saying, the Finnish president, happiness is something that happens all the time. So don't let that time pass you by. And that's pretty much what we're talking about, is be happy. I think it's really interesting that Finland is number 1 on the happiness scale in the world for 8 years in a row. 8 years. So maybe just move to Finland, What are they doing over there, right? Besides being present and the 888 rule and all these things. But you look at other countries in general, and they have a much better balance of work and social life and getting rest and good nutrition, right? And that's the other thing. If you have poor nutrition, right, maybe your brain's not going to function optimally. If you have poor gut health, maybe you're not going to be in as good of a mood all the time, because your gut bacteria produce SCFAs that control about 90% of your serotonin production, your happy brain chemical, right? And so if you're in poor gut health, if you're in poor health and these things, maybe you can't even enjoy that you time quite as much. And if you go into your you time and you have that 8 hours and you spend 4 of them worrying about what you have the next day, now it's going to affect your sleep, and you sit there doing things that aren't going to bring you true fruit later, like just, doom scrolling on Instagram, right, which sucks. And you do that and you're getting artificial, dopamine hits, and things, and then you're not sleeping as well, you're not truly happy because you're not accomplishing anything. And that you time, instead of being present and doing something that you really want to do, that would be true relaxation or bring you some true fruit and reward and success in your own mind, most importantly, not what society says is successful, might make you happier, And then maybe if you could live those true 8 hours of you time, it'll make a big difference. And then maybe if you just confine work to those 8 hours and then you cut off the cell phone after that and you go and you get good rest and you can enjoy that next day of work more so because you got your good 8 hours of sleep and you can enjoy your you time more so, right? They're all connected. So you have to approach each of the 8 in a way that you optimize them and you enhance your body's natural ability to be healthy. Your natural ability to produce brain chemicals that make you happy, even if you don't know exactly how that's happening, right? Just know that you should do the most for yourself that you can. And maybe that's a simple rule you can try. So 888, Finland's really happy. Who do we got out here? What's up, Meg? Yeah, that's right. Let's all be happy. Damn right. I'm happy all the time. I was born happy, Yes, I've had a good life too. Ben, what's up? Dallas, Sivia, B-Tote. They beats from the East. What's up? How you doing? As for now, so we got for you folks. We'll see you tomorrow, baby. Not sure where, not sure when, but we'll see you then. Have a great rest of your night. Go enjoy your you time. Be happy and happy when wellness. See ya.